From the worldwide headquarters of More Sports and Les Levine on a Wednesday night, good evening, everyone. Welcome once again to More Sports and Les Levine into our 23rd consecutive year, and of course seen exclusively on cleveland.com, and exclusively today, Andy Baskin of 92.3 The Fan.
Today?
Today?
Every day. I feel like it's Friday if we're together.
So how's my show doing
Your
while
show's
I've been gone?
it's okay. I would say it was about a 5 today.
Yeah.
But when you come in, it'll be a 9 or a 10.
Oh, cool. All right.
You feel better about that?
I do.
Okay, good.
I feel better about a lot of things. 216-575-0403 is the number to call. You can reach us also at reallesLevine@gmail.com, as if somebody's going to fake it out and make it unreal.
That's true. You can't have that.
You can't.
This is the worldwide leader. Like, I'm in your new studios.
Yeah.
I love. You know what I love better than anything? At 6 o'clock every day, my phone goes off and says, "You need to watch." There it is. Watch More Sports and Les Levine. This show is phenomenal. I am so happy you're over here right now.
That really does happen?
Yeah, every day I get that. Look, watch tonight's episode of More Sports and Les Levine
Does it say who the
live
guest
on
is?
cleveland.com. Right
Wow.
there. See it?
Very cool. You're right over there by Omar.
Right by Omar. That looks good.
Is Omar going to be a Hall of Famer one of these days?
Yes, Omar is going to be a Hall of Famer.
How many years do you think it'll take? See, I don't think what people understand is if you get 50%, you're going to get there eventually.
Yeah, it's just going to take time. And I'm okay with that. Look, if it takes Omar a little bit of time to get there and he eventually gets there, so be it. I mean, he's not as great as Harold Baines, but he's got the
he's a much
opportunity.
better shortstop than Harold Baines was. You know that.
I don't know, Harold, he had some range, man. I don't know if you know that or not. No, one of the first conversations I had with Andy Roth at 92.3 The Fan was the debate over Omar Vizquel being in the Hall of
Well,
Fame.
you got to preface it by he's an out-of-towner, so he didn't see Omar Vizquel on a daily basis like we did.
No, and I'll tell you again, the best thing that ever happened to Omar was playing in the National League those last couple of years, because those curmudgeonly old beat writers got a chance to see him every day.
Well, here's the problem. The curmudgeonly old beat writers are kind of being phased out for the new analytical guys.
That doesn't help him, but I think that he's got so much of a percentage. Look, if we can put a closer in at 100% in Mariano Rivera. Like, no offense, Bull, I was listening to you today on the way home, and you're saying, well, Rivera is the greatest closer of all time. And, Omar, just defense. You can't. Wait, if you're going to say that a guy can come in and be in the Hall of Fame, the highest vote ever, and say that he can be in the Hall of Fame as a specialist, as a closer.
By knocking out 3 guys.
Yeah, why not say a defensive player can be in the Hall of Fame?
Wait a minute. Omar had 2,800 hits.
Oh, well, we seem to forget about that. What's the difference?
Well, the argument is, but he played 24 years. Well, the argument is that's part of being a Hall of Famer, being able to last that long in the top baseball league in the world.
Was it Terry that wrote it today, or somebody wrote today that wouldn't it be great if he finally becomes a manager in Major League Baseball and then gets inducted in the Hall of Fame the same year? That'd be awesome.
It's probably never happened.
I don't know.
I don't know that it's happened. I don't know that he's ever going to be a manager. I think his flamboyancy, and I just made up that word, may bother some people more than it should.
I would have said immediately out of big league ball, when he thought maybe he should be a manager right away, that it would have been much harder. But look, he's paying the price.
Yeah, he is.
I mean, he's going back to the minors.
He's on buses.
He's doing, Sandy did the same thing. The amazing thing about Sandy, too, when you talk about guys who are going to be managers, Sandy wants to pay the price. And Sandy understands what's going on. I don't know that Sandy's ever going to get his shot.
No, I think it's passed him by.
I think at some point someone's going to give him a shot.
I think he lost out when Francona came here. I think he was destined to be the guy, and then Francona showed up, and obviously you're going to take Francona if you can get him.
Yeah, I don't think there's any. I mean, the circumstances did that. Somewhere, somehow, Sandy's going to get a shot.
Okay, let's talk about something that you did in the last couple of weeks.
Okay, here's what I'm doing real quick, because I'm holding on to your water bottle, which we're not allowed to have in the set. Can I take the wrapper off?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Which wrapper is it?
Well, we don't want to advertise. We don't want to do free advertising.
No. I mean actual music wrapper.
Yeah, 2 bottles of water.
Okay. So explain what you do. You coach kids.
Yeah.
Okay. Start from there and tell me what you did 2 weeks ago.
I mean, if you listen to the show at all, and you know this as well as I do, the beauty of not doing radio and television anymore for me is to be able to be with my family. And I've always had great passion to play hockey. I had great passion to coach hockey. And we had an amazing experience a couple weeks ago with Dave Gilbert from the Cleveland Sports Commission. So my daughter plays hockey.
And she's how old?
She's sub 14.
Okay.
13. So they have the International Children's Games, which most of you remember were in Cleveland
Right.
a couple years ago. I think we even laughed about this on the air once.
We did.
But, you got the International Children's Games here in Cleveland. And so for the first time ever, the International Children's Games winter edition is in Lake Placid. And so Dave Gilbert and I from the Sports Commission, we're just having coffee one day, just talking about life. And he goes, hey, I don't know if you know this or not, but I'm on the board for this International Children's Game because Cleveland was a host city. And by the way, Cleveland did an amazing job as the host city. Like, I don't know that we all realize that.
That was, what, 4 years ago?
Because we live here, yeah. But, like, over the top, like, all these people I ran into at the International Children's Game, they're like, oh, you're from Cleveland? Oh, my God, we had the best time there when we came there for the summer games. So the winter games came around, and for the first time ever, they were having girls competition for hockey. And so we took a group normally that play for the Lady Barons, which is another subset kind of a group that plays. And I've coached there before. I'm not coaching the girls now. I'm just kind of coaching boys at this point. But we took a team to Lake Placid. We represented Twinsburg and not Cleveland, which is a long story. But because Cleveland had their own team, they had a boy that won gold medal in figure skating.
Oh, cool.
You can only bring 18 kids from any given city.
Okay.
And so Cleveland had their team with snowboarders and skaters and skiers. And so the mayor of Twinsburg, where your studios are located, super nice guy. And we had a talk, and he was just like, yeah, if you want to be Twinsburg, you're Twinsburg. So here we are at the opening ceremonies, and they're like, and from the United States of America, Twinsburg, Ohio. And it was the coolest experience. They won bronze. With a little luck here and there, they would have been in the gold medal game. They lost 2 games by 1 goal.
Tell me about Lake Placid, because for those, well, everybody knows that's where the Miracle on Ice was and all. Did the kids at 10 or 11 have any concept of what that was?
Absolutely.
And they're playing in the same arena.
They got it. Like, most of the kids watched Miracle on the bus on the way up. So if they didn't get it before, they got it when they got there. And it was, for me, as a 51-year-old man, to walk in the Herb Brooks Arena. And when you walk in, they have a picture of the team that famous picture of the team celebrating and jumping on the ice. And it says, welcome to the home of the greatest moment in sports in the 20th century.
Wow. And
you open the door, and there it is. And what they've done since then is they put all the names of the guys that were on the 80 Olympic team in the upper, and like, I was at tears.
What's so hard to believe about that is that's almost 40 years ago.
I know.
Not that it seems like yesterday. It sort of seemed like 40, but that's lived on to this moment. Dan Coughlin, next time you see Dan Coughlin, ask him about his experience. He had a pass to get in, but he couldn't get in, so he was outside the arena.
Because he couldn't get in because it was so crowded?
Yeah.
He and John Telich actually, I think, met there for the first time.
Is that right?
Yeah, JT tells this great story about those two guys meeting, and JT was awesome. He was running highlights of the girls and doing all kinds of stuff.
216-575-0403 is the number to call. Let's check out MS and LL headlines for the day. Brought to you by Northfield Park, your home for live and simulcast racing. Cavs and Celtics. Is this possible? Could Kyrie wind up with LeBron in Los Angeles?
You want to know what lit up the phones today, Les?
What?
I said, what if 2 years ago Kyrie and LeBron said, hey, we got to get out of here and we'll meet up somewhere else? Why don't you go take the opportunity to go to another team? And I'm going to go out to L.A. in 2 years ago. And then Brian Winters is going to break the story as soon as it happens, when it's over, when he ends up in L.A.
I would believe
the conspiracy theory is awesome.
I believe anything. Greg Schiano apparently is going to be joining the Patriots staff. That's interesting. And it's interesting. Ryan Day wins the day, and so that means all the defensive guys are gone. If it went the other way around, it would have been the other way around.
Sure. Yeah, we'll see what Schiano does with the Patriots. I think he'll be fine.
I think he will be, as long as
Bill
Belichick is there. As long as Brady is there, I guess.
But what are they doing? Are they teeing him up to be the next head coach?
Don't know that answer. Would you want to be the guy that follows Belichick? Yeah, $4 million a year. Of course you would. Of course you would.
It's all about money.
As you know, I'm the self-proclaimed voice of truth and reason in Cleveland sports. You know that, don't you, Andy?
I think so.
We talked about Omar Vizquel just a little bit ago, and if you were like me and Andy, you saw him play most every game, and you just look at the guy and you don't even care what the stats are. You just know he's a Hall of Famer, the way he carried himself, the way he played the game, and how good he got. Now, he wasn't a good hitter when he started. He wound up being the second batter in that great lineup, which I've always felt if they had won a World Series or two, they'd go down with the 27 Yankees as one of the greatest offensive shows in the history of baseball. Omar worked his way into getting over 2,800 hits. He's compared mostly to Ozzie Smith. To me, if Ozzie Smith is in, Omar Vizquel is in. But even more, if, I don't know, let's say Phil Rizzuto is in, Omar Vizquel is in there too. If you're a voter for the Hall of Fame and you didn't vote for Omar Vizquel, you ought to check that qualifications to have a vote in the Hall of Fame selection. 216-575-0403 is the number to call. You can email us during the show at reallleslevine@gmail.com. Andy Baskin, 92.3 The Fan, is with us. You can also follow us on Facebook at facebook.com/More Sports and Les Levine, with new content posted each and every day. A little bit later in the show, we'll show you some of the results and answers that were put in. You'll see your name and you'll see your picture on it if you follow us on Facebook. More Sports and Les Levine continues in a moment right here exclusively on cleveland.com.
The Ohio Lottery Partners in Education program has been recognizing role model students and teachers since 2007. To nominate a deserving teacher or student, go to ohiolottery.com. In the About section, find Supporting Education. There, you can nominate students in kindergarten through 12th grade as academic all-stars. Teachers can be honored as the Teacher of the Month. Every school that participates is eligible for the School of the Year. The Ohio Lottery Partners in Education, where stars shine.
23rd of January, 1947. Sherman Tank was born in that date. I don't know.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. Here's Metcalf up the middle on the left. Phil Dawson. Call out Phil Dawson. Larry Hughes, one of the great free agent acquisitions. Addison Russell and Tatum Bates-Giotto. Did I accidentally say something funny?
Yeah, one of those great acquisitions, Larry Hughes.
Yeah.
Took us to a championship, right?
Yeah, absolutely. He was there.
How about Eric Metcalf, how young he looks? I ran into him preseason this year.
Were they still handing him the ball up the middle when they should have gone wide or thrown the ball? Or?
He looks phenomenal.
He does.
He's got a kid playing in college right now, pretty sure.
Which one, do you know?
Not
which kid, which college?
I knew you were going to ask me that. Somewhere down south.
All right. Okay, you said before we go to the phones, we'll go to Tim and Finley in a minute.
Right.
You wanted to tell an Omar Vizquel story.
Oh, so I used to sit behind Omar on the plane when we used to travel with the Indians. And so the way the plane works, it's really weird. Like all the veterans sit in the way back and they all have their own row. And mostly everybody has their own row, but then you get the younger guys as you move back towards the middle where the media is or the broadcast production team. And then it's assistant coaches and trainers. And then up in first class, it's the managers and coaches. So for some reason, Omar, I think towards the end of his career with the Indians, said enough is enough. He was kind of sick of sitting in the back. So he would sit, and like I was the last guy to kind of get on the plane when we first started doing the pregame show there. God, I can't remember what year was that, 2000? 2001. So
yeah, probably.
Omar would sit behind me, and every once in a while, he would totally get me. So one time we were on the plane, and I was sitting in my seat, and we were on the runway, and I started hearing this underneath my seat. And I'm like, oh my God, someone's trapped in baggage. And I'm like, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. And I'm like, so I call over the flight attendant who was with us on all of our trips, and I just said, I don't know, but I think one of the baggage handlers got stuck underneath. And she's like, oh my God, are you serious? So she goes up to the cockpit, she goes talk to the pilot, and she's like, The pilot doesn't think so. He doesn't think this is
Well, he
happening.
didn't check it.
So I'm like, oh my God. I'm like, I hope they're okay. I'm like, I don't know if that's pressurized down there or not. And she's like, oh my God, I don't know. And all of a sudden, Omar just starts laughing like as hard as possible. So he got me 2 years later again.
Same thing?
No, he got me another one. He used to go, meow. And then
That's Hall of Fame stuff for
and as the plane would go down the runway, he'd be like, meow, meow, meow. And I'm like, oh my God. And so I was like, no, I thought there was a cat stuck underneath.
There's only one thing to do at a time like this.
Yes.
Let's go to Tim in Findlay.
Hi, Tim and Finley. I haven't talked to you in forever.
Tim, how are you?
Hey, it's been a long time. This is a voice from your past, both of you.
How are you, Tim? It's good to talk to you.
I'm not bad, not bad. Now I'm looking at you. I haven't talked to Andy for 6 years. We used to talk almost nightly, and about just about everything.
We did. We had good conversations. I hope you're doing well. I hope your family's doing well.
What's that?
I hope you're doing well, and I hope your family is doing well.
Oh well, I'm not 65 anymore. I'm 76 now. So
That happens.
Yeah,
I'm like 176 right now. So.
What's on your mind, Tim?
I wanted to remind you, Les, that when you had Dennis Manoff on one night, I predicted that Cleveland would win 8 games last year. You remember that?
You're talking about the Cavaliers now?
Yeah, right. I predicted that the Browns.
I'm going to be
would win 8
honest.
games.
I'm going to
Remember
be Tim. I'm going to be honest with you. When they won their 7th game and wound up 7-8-1, it didn't dawn on me that Tim and Finley actually said they'd win 7. I hate to admit it, but that's. How about you? Would you have known?
He called it. I mean, I remember watching your show that night, and I wrote it down. Tim says, hey, all right, let's see what he does.
Well, you were wrong. They only made 7.
You're so close.
Well, they should have been 8 because they lost to. They didn't lose anything, but they tied that 8th game. And,
All right, I don't want to get into this. No, hold on.
I'm looking forward for the first time in 21 years.
I am too, but I got to tell you something.
Browns play.
You can't say the Browns would have won a certain amount of games if they won the tie game because maybe Hugh Jackson might have stuck around another game or two, right?
Well, it's amazing they won that many games, but anyhow, and I don't want to get on a Hugh Jackson thing.
Good. It's too easy.
All I wanted to impress upon you is something you already know, and that's that we finally have, I think, a good coach. And I think we had one before, but I guess Dorsey didn't agree with the fans. But
You thought Hugh was a good coach?
They're going to be in the playoffs for the first time in 21 years.
I'm assuming you're talking about Greg Williams.
Oh.
Greg Williams didn't have a chance.
I'm talking about the new guy, Freddie Kitchens.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, Freddie Kitchens is going to take us to the promised land. Not to the Super Bowl, but he's going to get us in the playoffs.
All right. Very good, Tim. Great to hear from
Best
you.
of luck to you, Tim.
216-575-0403 is the number to call. Northfield Park is your home for live and simulcast racing. Catch the excitement of live harness racing Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, as well as 6 o'clock on Saturday. Post time all week when they're on is 6 p.m. Open early every day at noon, though, for the simulcast action from the top thoroughbred and harness tracks all around the world. It's free admission. It's free parking every day at Northfield Park. Andy Baskin and I return in a moment, exclusively on cleveland.com.
Your basement is damp, dirty, and not somewhere you want to spend time. Let Naturestone Flooring transform your basement into a true extension of your home. Naturestone's proprietary hydrostatic ports allow water to simply evaporate, so no mold or mildew. Plus, it has a higher insulation rating than carpet and is warmer than linoleum, vinyl, wood, or tile.
Schedule your free in-home estimate easily online today and get up to 50% off.
Naturestone is the affordable basement floor solution that beautifies your home. Naturestone, the only concrete solution.
There are tastes we remember. Every smell brings the happiness of times gone by. Experience this every time you walk into Gallucci's Italian Foods. Whether you need lunch on the go, a catered party, or that perfect blend of wine, meats, and cheeses, Gallucci's has exactly what you're looking for. Straight from Mama's Kitchen for old world traditions or original experiences. From the tastes you remember to new flavors you'll never forget, Gallucci's is a tasty branch of your family tree.
When it comes to selling you a mattress, most retailers are handing you a long line of extra steps that drive up costs and create confusion. At the Original Mattress Factory, we simplify the mattress shopping experience by building mattresses and box springs in our own local factories and selling them direct to you. It's short, sweet, and simply makes sense. So experience more than just the mattress store. Experience an original, the Original Mattress Factory.
Two 216-575-0403. Andy, it's time for a How Come Quickie. How come the doctor couldn't tell Tommy John the name of the surgery that he was going to have?
Well done. I'm too busy lingering over the quintessential How Come Quickie. Park in the driveway.
Drive from the parkway.
Yes.
Some guy came up to me and says, I got one, I'm sure you never heard of it. And it's park in the driveway and drive in the parkway. Yeah, thank you. Never heard that one.
You're kidding. No one did that to you.
Yeah,
you're making that up.
I'm not making that up.
That's shtick. I know you too well.
216-575-0403 is the number to call. The Indians, you have any good thoughts about them? Or are you going to wait till the trade is made or isn't made?
I don't know what to think. I want to, if you've got good pitching, keep good pitching. How many years have we said that? If they're going to trade Kluber, they're going to trade Bauer, one of these two guys, I hope they get enough to kind of rebuild the team. Because if they don't, I think we got issues. I don't want to, if you're there and you've got a core and you've got a team that can compete, and you're right there last year, you're right there the year before, you were definitely there 3 years ago, well, why are we messing with this?
Well, do you know the people who say all you have to do is just get there and you have a good chance? You know who says that?
Losers?
The people who don't have any hitting.
Oh, that's a good point.
216-575-0403. You talk about trades, no trades. You kind of forget that Yan Gomes was dealt away. And now Roberto Perez is going to be the catcher unless another trade comes up. So let's hear what happened when we caught up with Roberto Perez.
Yeah. To be honest, I was. I think I don't know, people always, we're talking about having two good catchers, in one team. And I was very surprised. I was in Dominican, playing winter ball, out of the country, didn't have signal, no Wi-Fi, nothing. So when they called me and told me, I was very surprised. Since he has a really good job, he's done a really good job with our pitching staff. He's a great catcher, a great person. So I was very surprised.
With you, is it, you kind of touched on it a little bit, a matter of at-bats, and you think the offense will get kind of where you think it should be?
Yeah, of course. Baseball is hard. I think the hardest thing is hit. And when you play every day, I think you get that opportunity to make adjustments. And when you don't play, you try to make your at-bats, through one swing, especially if you play once or twice a week, you try to do too much and try to make up for the games you didn't get hits, stuff like that. So now that I have the opportunity, it's a matter of making adjustments, and you get that live pitching every day, and you can get it in a rhythm. So hopefully I do a good job.
I picture him being in Puerto Rico, and he gets the word, text message or whatever, and he says, excuse me 1 minute, and he goes into his hotel room and he just laughs for the next 10 minutes.
Of happiness?
Of happiness.
Okay, I just want to make sure.
He's gonna be the first string catcher.
I think what we learned is the important thing is you have one white hanger behind you. He had one white hanger and like 30 maroon hangers. Are you happy that he's got the job? Where are you?
No.
Where are we at?
No, although Gomes had a couple of good years out of the time he was here. Perez can't hit. Might be the slowest runner in the game. That means a single to left could still be a double play.
Okay.
Possibly. But if he can handle pitchers, and I'm not sure they think he can handle pitchers, otherwise they might have made a deal earlier and got more for Gomes in previous years.
I hate sitting here in the offseason without any. There's always so many. Like, what are you doing with the outfield, Les?
I have no idea.
What is the outfield going to look like this year? How do you replace?
There isn't a number
How do you
one
replace
outfielder.
Encarnacion?
No, you don't.
So, where are they going with this thing? That's what I want to know. I want to believe that they have a plan.
Yeah.
And that it's in place, and that, as we all know with the Indians, they're hoping for a little trickle-down effect when they go into spring
Bryce
training.
Harper gets traded?
Hopefully.
Okay.
But I also think that they find themselves like, the week before or 2 weeks before spring training, or sometimes at the end of spring training, they seem to try to find somebody who's a gem or a retread.
There will be guys like that.
Yeah.
I think.
I don't know that it's.
But you look at the 7 projected outfielders. There's not one legitimate big-time major leaguers. Now, if they kept Michael Brantley, I might have felt different about that. Maybe you only need one more guy. But if you're talking about Tyler Naquin and Luplow in right field, and you're talking about whatever you're talking about in center.
Well, where's Zimmer? That's my question. And we're not going to see him for a while.
Right.
I know that's what. I mean, are you waiting? And then,
he's not even in the discussions.
No, and here's what you'll get. We just got Zimmer back, and that's like making a trade.
Well, no, it isn't.
You hear that all the time, though. We just got Zimmer back. That's like making a trade.
No, because you would have had Zimmer for those 3 months or whatever.
It's just like making a trade, Les.
Oh,
anytime you get him back,
never thought of that.
It's just like making a trade. How many years have we heard that?
Here's the problem, though. Well, it's not even a problem. Here's the other side of it. I have so much faith in what Antonetti and Chernoff have done, and Paul Dolan, for that matter, and Terry Francona. So I think they get a pass, maybe, possibly, maybe.
I just ran into Paul today, and for all the time that we sit here and we complain about owners and we complain about this, and you say, well, they don't spend enough money here, or Dan Gilbert doesn't spend money wisely, but you got this, and Jimmy Haslam that. I look at all the owners we've ever had, and Paul is like the most regular guy I've ever, Paul's the kind of guy that's going to be sitting next to you in a diner. Paul's the kind of guy that's going to be the guy who might be sitting next to you at church. That's the thing about Paul that I don't know that we grasp sometimes about the business of baseball, that the Dolans truly do care about this team. And Jeff talks about this all the time. It drives me money because I always say it's not your money. But they do run the team like a business. Right. They're not going to overspend, or at least try not to overspend. And they are Clevelanders. There's no hiding the fact that the Dolans are Clevelanders. And to me, that's a reason to give them a pass on a lot of things, because I never have a fear that they're going to move the team. I never have a fear that they're not going to try to do what's best. They might not be able to always do what's best, but they want a championship just as bad as you do as a fan.
No question about it.
And it's like
to see the look on his face with his father when they won the American League pennant, and then getting ready to face Chicago. That anybody who knows anything about the Dolan family, that's so legitimate and so
awkward for them. That's not. No. Think about all those other owners out there. I mean, they are the complete 100% opposite of Jerry Jones, or 50% opposite.
Yeah, exactly. 216-575-0403 is the number. Real Les Levine at gmail.com is the place to find us. If you'd like to text us, or if you'd like to email us, you can do that. You can also follow us on Facebook, facebook.com/More Sports and Les Levine. With new content posted each and every day, we'll show you some of those coming up very shortly. Andy Baskin with us, Dennis Maniloff tomorrow night. More Sports and Les Levine continues exclusively on cleveland.com.
It takes attention to detail. With your local Bryant dealer, you're getting more than just a technician. You're getting someone who pays attention to your needs and the little things that make a big difference. It takes a dealer you can rely on. And to keep your family warm this winter,
here, let me show you how this works.
It takes Bryant.
Bryant. Whatever it takes.
It takes Smiley One Heating and Cooling to bring the heat when things get chilly. Find us at 440-449-HEAT.
Welcome back. More Sports and Les Levine. We've got this date in sports history, and today is the 23rd of January. O.J. Simpson becomes the first Heisman Trophy winner to be elected to Pro Football Hall of Fame, Andy. Then he was the first member of the Hall of Fame to do a whole bunch of other things.
I didn't realize that. He was the first guy to eat chicken wings at the Anchor Bar in Buffalo.
That's one of the things. He did a lot of things.
That's a little unknown fact that was just made up right now.
He's gonna find those people or person.
Did you ever notice that, like right before you come back here,
Yeah.
you've got the newspaper headlines, which I think are awesome.
Yeah.
It's really well done, whoever did that. And so one of the things on there says change is good. Did you ever notice that?
No.
Okay, look, next time it says change is good.
All right.
I'm reminded of the Faber College motto from Animal House. Do you remember
Knowledge
what it
is
says?
good.
Knowledge is good.
Yeah. Dr. Faber, on the opening scene, the
Knowledge
statue.
is good.
Knowledge is good. How can you argue with that?
You can't. You can't argue.
I wish I could go back in time and sit in on one of the writing sessions for that Animal House or whatever.
What was it, Stork that was from here? Was from Chagrin? Or one of the guys.
He passed away.
Yeah, it went to Hawaii and
right.
wasn't a good story.
No,
but
not a good story at
Really
all.
funny guy. Like, if you ever watched the behind-the-scenes stuff of that. And
Oh, there is a behind the scenes?
yeah, there's a behind. I watched it somewhere, some kind of behind-the-scenes.
How about watching Larry David behind the scenes?
There is no behind. Everything's in front. Everything's in back.
They don't hide anything.
There's no curtain there. It's not like the radio when we're on the radio.
Let's go to the, let's take a look at Facebook and see some of the responses that we got. We asked you the question about, it's a pretty good question, I might admit. Who was the best player for the Indians during the Jacobs Field era?
Oh, good question.
It's an excellent question. You only get to name one. So there you go. What do you think on that one? If I could only read it.
Omar Vizquel, not only the greatest
Yeah.
defensive shortstop in the history of the American League, but helped Lofton set the table for the big boys by sacrifice bunting when needed.
Absolutely.
Another fact about Little O, he played in the Jacobs Field era
Longer than anybody.
any other Indian.
Thank you on that, Andy. Let's go to Lou Boyd. Close, but you got to look at both offense and defense. Edge goes to Kenny Lofton over Vizquel by a nose. Mark Jelisek, Ramirez and Tomey were tremendous hitters, but Albert Bell was the best. He's not going to make it to the Hall of Fame.
I don't know. He might now.
Why do you say that?
Look at Harold Baines' numbers.
Well,
And
if
look
you
at-
compare
look
him to
at-
Harold Baines.
I mean, I think he's like 4 home runs short of Harold Baines, what Harold Baines did in 15,000 years in Major League Baseball. I'm a huge Albert Bell, the baseball player fan.
Right.
Not so fond of him for some of the things that he's.
Well, I was
done
talking to
the
Fernando
Indians.
Vina about that.
Oh yeah, what did he say?
He didn't like it that much. Of course, if you're an Indians fan, hey, that's okay. He was in the baseline.
That's right. That's right.
No question about it.
Life is a matter of perspective.
Dennis Davis says Omar, Carmen Tolino, Albert Bell, and Eric Peck says Jim Tomey. It's sort of amazing that you have that many different answers to the number one guy. I mean, you can make an argument that we did last night with Bud Shaw, that Kenny Lofton, because of his base running and defense, that might put him ahead of somebody else. Omar, the fact that he wound up the second batter in that potent lineup. You got Ramirez and Manny Ramirez and Bell and whoever else, and Tomey in that lineup. That's unbelievable.
Eddie Murray.
Eddie Murray.
We should put him in the Hall of Fame.
He hit both ways. You could do that.
There you go.
One on the left side of the room, one on the right. Let's go to the phones. BP and Pepper Pike is standing or sitting by. Hello, BP.
BP, we're going to BP.
Hey guys, how are you?
Good. I had
Okay.
to explain that joke to him. I met BP. He didn't get it.
No.
Do you remember the commercial?
No.
You don't remember?
No.
Like Gary Berghoff used to do commercials for
BP gasoline?
Yeah. And then there was that song, BP, BP, we're going to BP.
Okay.
You need that. You need to play that before you go on the air, BP. What do you got?
It's
You
pretty,
got to have a
millennials will
walk-up
appreciate that joke.
song.
Yeah, walk-ups.
I was going to say it's an honor to talk to two of Cleveland's most funniest guys. You guys are. I enjoyed listening to you guys on the radio. So keep up the great work.
Les does double funny, so that's good. That makes me feel better. The bar is very low for me.
Shecky Green he's the best. But it's funny. I was reading a headline on ESPN.com earlier. LeBron James is going to miss his 15th straight game, and it's like it's like the Lakers right now. The record is 25-23, and it's pretty. I mean, to me, it's pretty pathetic that he made this whole uproar. He left Cleveland, and even when he was there, they were probably like 21-17. They weren't setting the world on fire, and I just want to know. I know, Andy, you covered LeBron. You were at the NBA Finals out in Golden State all those years in a row, and I just want to know how you feel about this whole thing. And then the next thing I want to mention is Zion Williamson looks like the next thing. I mean, I watch Duke games now more than I watch Cavs games. I just want to know what you guys think of that.
I think a lot of people are doing that. You go first. It's your show.
Well, I just wonder if you think there's any, to both of you, there's any validity to that story that Kyrie and LeBron could match up. And by the way, the dinner invitee that night was Kevin Love. Why not bring all three of them? Do you think that would work?
I could see Kevin going there first. I mean, look, it was LeBron that wanted Kevin here. Don't make no mistake about that.
Right.
LeBron wanted Kevin here. They wanted to trade Wiggins. Remember how everyone was so hesitant, like, whoa, let's not trade Wiggins. What are we doing? What are we doing?
Well,
but LeBron, they knew the window was very small for LeBron while he was here in Cleveland, and he was the one that went out there. Also, let's not forget, with Kevin being here right now, in a town that rarely wants free agents rarely want to come to, Kevin's a guy that re-upped to be in Cleveland, knowing that LeBron possibly couldn't be here now. Kevin loves Cleveland.
Yeah, but where LeBron made a mistake, though, is never. And moving is not a mistake, but not allowing the team to make choices based on him leaving or staying. He kept everybody in the lurch the whole time, which I think is where he made a mistake.
Like when you look at Kawhi Leonard, he held out basically all year last year from San Antonio, but they still were able to trade him and get back DeMar DeRozan and some good pieces and parts. Now, Toronto's flourishing, and so is San Antonio. They're doing pretty good. But, when LeBron leaves the second time now, he's kind of screwed us over where he leaves and we're left in the lurch. No, we got nothing back, and then like all-time horrible records. Like, I don't know how anybody can go down. I ask people, you want to go to a Cavs game? They look at me like I'm insane.
Free
no
ticket.
one wants to go.
They're turning away free tickets from you.
Why don't you throw in a toaster?
I might throw in some Monsters tickets. Maybe Andy will go.
I would go for sure. I like going to Cavs games. I was looking at the standings again, just a reminder that the Lakers are still a half game out in the West. So I think what I look at now is I want to see what happens if the Lakers don't make the playoffs. Can you imagine that if the Lakers don't make the playoffs?
Well, most of us didn't think they would, although once they got off to a decent start. In LeBron's case, he's missed, 15 games? Is that what you said, BP?
Yeah.
All right.
Oh, we call that January. We all know that.
Well, not 15 games.
But hold on. He never missed that many games probably in the last 4 years in Cleveland. I just wonder. Last year, he obviously played all 82, and then all those games in the playoffs.
I wonder if this injury is going to keep him from becoming the all-time leading scorer in the history of the game. I mean, this is when he can still. This is when he can still put up 30. Yeah, he's 6,000. But if he plays till his kid plays.
Yeah.
I'm just waiting to see at what point. Look at all the guys he was drafted with, and they all look like they're ready for their Golden Buckeye cards, right?
They'd have to be in Cleveland, but yeah, that's true. That's true.
Unless they're playing for the
How about
Royals.
Carmelo going to the Bulls? Why bother? I mean, the Bulls are as bad as the Cavs.
I did want to mention one last. You were talking about the Kevin Love. Remember when LeBron came here? He had just lost to the San Antonio Spurs when he was with the Heat. So the team to beat back then was like the Spurs, who had Tim Duncan. The old-fashioned. No one knew that Golden State was going to be this juggernaut. So really, if Cleveland had a crystal ball, they almost could have kept Andrew Wiggins because he really fits in more when a run-and-gun style against Golden State. Kevin Love really did
but they also asked Kevin to do
Golden
things.
State.
Yeah, I hear you, but they also asked Kevin to do things that he's never done before.
Yeah, he was a better rebounder before.
Yeah, he's a different player, and he had to adjust to LeBron. I think that could be the hardest position in the NBA. Ask anyone who played in Miami. Ask the current Lakers right now, although they're young enough to kind of bow down. Ask Kyrie Irving. Did you want to bow down to LeBron, or did you think it was your team?
Yeah. All right, BP, we got to move on. Thank you so much for the kind comments. 216-575-0403 is the number to call. One of the kind comments and one of the reasons people should come to Cleveland is Sokolowski's University Inn. Why would you not? The winner of the James Beard Foundation, only five in the country win it each and every year. They're the only restaurant in all of Cleveland that has ever won the James Beard Foundation Award. 5 minutes out of downtown Cleveland, take the Abbey Avenue exit right out of downtown, swing under the bridge. That's where you're going to find Mike and Bernie Sokolowski in the same location from when their grandparents started it all back in 1923. Andy Baskin and I return in a moment exclusively on cleveland.com.
In Nature Stone, he created a solution for age-old concrete problems: unevenness, cracking, pitting, and more. Nature Stone solves all of these problems in garages, basements, and outdoor spaces. Nature Stone is beautiful, environmentally friendly, and affordable. Plus, Nature Stone is backed by Russell's Promise, our true unconditional warranty.
Call or go to naturestone.com to schedule your free in-home estimate today and get up to 50% off.
Naturestone, the only concrete solution.
There are tastes we remember. Every smell brings the happiness of times gone by. Experience this every time you walk into Gallucci's Italian Foods. Whether you need lunch on the go, a catered party, or that perfect blend of wine, meats, and cheeses, Gallucci's has exactly what you're looking for. Straight from Mama's Kitchen for old world traditions or original experiences. From the tastes you remember to new flavors you'll never forget. Gallucci's is a tasty branch of your family tree.
When it comes to selling you a mattress, most retailers are handing you a long line of extra steps that drive up costs and create confusion. At the Original Mattress Factory, we simplify the mattress shopping experience by building mattresses and box springs in our own local factories and selling them direct to you. It's short, sweet, and simply makes sense. So experience more than just a mattress store. Experience an original, the Original Mattress Factory.
Welcome back. More Sports and Les Levine right here on cleveland.com. Let's take a look at this date in Les Levine history, Andy.
Look at that young go-getter right there.
January 23rd, 2018, just a year ago. To get more publicity for Tri-C, Les suggests that their band learns how to do script Cuyahoga County College, or Cuyahoga Community College. Instead, they came up with a new logo, which turned out to be a much better idea.
I thought it was a great idea on their part. I got yelled at today, Les, because
Why?
I was talking about...
On radio?
Yeah, people were...
The Poobah?
No, it wasn't. It was just the whole notion of if you think someone has a touchdown and they're able to go all the way to the end zone and there's a flagrant infraction, not on a pass but on a running play, that the official
If it had nothing to do with it?
Yeah, that the official should be able to award a touchdown. Phelps and I were going back and forth on that. Like,
Well, the equivalent in baseball is you don't let Roberto Perez bat.
Fair enough.
You got a chance to get more runs, though. Let's go to South Carolina, Greenville, South Carolina. Ted standing by. Hello, Ted.
Hi, Ted.
I'm assuming you're standing. I don't know.
Hello, Andy. Good evening.
How are
evening.
you?
Hey, I wanted to touch base with you guys on a couple of things. By the way, Andy, you and I sat next to each other at a Christmas concert back in the day that was the Bare Naked Ladies.
Whoa.
And
that was a 3-song acoustical at... were we actually at the concert or was it the warm-up concert? It was the one at Playhouse Square.
At the Ohio Theater.
Yeah, I took my wife. I'm telling you, was that not one of the greatest shows of all time? These guys, what they would do...
We sat right next to each other.
Well, I appreciate that. Yeah, we had a great time. I remember that because one of the things they did in the show was they took a hat out and they had musical instruments and they put them on a piece of paper, and everybody pulled out the piece of paper and they had to play that musical instrument for the song. It was like,
And
whose
how
line
did
is
that
it
sound?
anyway?
How did
Oh
it
my
sound?
God, they're
Great.
amazing, right?
Absolutely.
We just saw them again this summer. So
What's on your mind, Ted?
it's good to talk to you.
Well, wanted to get back to, is it too early to start hyping the All-Star game this year? I haven't heard a peep about that yet, really.
Well, what needs to be hyped? The All-Star Game's going to be here in July. Welcome to the show. I mean, what do you have to do?
I think you're right. I think it's a thrilling thing. Maybe we should, I don't know, maybe billboards around town every once in a while just reminding people the All-Star Game is here. I don't know. I'm sure it's going to be tough to get tickets.
Well,
I'd
I
like to
think-
go. I just want to go for the home run
talk
derby. I'll
about
be
it.
honest with you.
No, there isn't much talk about it because the Indians are smart in that respect that they're tying in season ticket packages with the All-Star Game, that's what you're supposed to do. What you can't do to make Cleveland baseball more populated in the seats, you can't make up better weather in April and May. You're stuck with it, right?
Yeah, that's true.
After May, you get into June, the Indians, there are more games with more than 20,000 than less than 20,000.
Right.
And think about all the major events. We've got a lot of events coming up here in Cleveland. You've got the All-Star Game. We're looking at the NBA All-Star Game. We're looking at NCAA basketball is coming back to the queue. And they have not given up hope on trying to get the NFL draft here. Like, I don't think that anybody realized the power of the NFL draft and how much that can do for a city's...
Don't you assume because they didn't get it for this next time that they would get it the time after that, or do they go back into the barrel?
No, I think they're going to get it. I think it's just a matter of time. It's a matter of when and where is it going to be, and maybe splitting it between Canton and Cleveland might be something that they may have to think twice about.
We have room right here in the worldwide headquarters.
We could do it right there.
I'll tell you, that Philadelphia one was amazing for them.
What do you think it would be like here? It'd be amazing
I think it'd
here.
be tremendous, and I would drive there for that.
It is a major, major event.
And especially because at least they'll be competitive, we assume, and don't have to be hoping and praying for a quarterback to show up.
That's correct.
It was great talking to you. I'm glad you called in.
Be well.
All right,
You
good
too.
to talk to you, Ted. 216-575-0403 is the number to call. Andy Baskin is here from 92.3 The Fan from 10 until 2, along with Jeff Phelps. Tell me what, and I'm there occasionally, tell me what... Okay,
You're there all the time,
I'm going to
Les.
ask you a question that a little behind-the-scenes stuff.
Okay.
I'm going to ask Andy a question. I already know the answer, but I'm pretending that I don't.
Okay.
So, Andy, as a talk show host during the day from 9 to 2, what's the big topics this week?
I don't know, but you just added another hour to our show. You said 9 to 2, so I don't know where you're working right now. No, I'm just kidding. You said
did I
9,
say?
You just said 9 to 2, 10 to 2. 10 to 2. Oh my God, Lima's on the phone. Hang on. Les did not say you're out of an hour. Don't worry, calm down, relax.
Do you know how many words you and I say in a week? We're not allowed to make a mistake.
Do you know how many mistakes I made today? I made like 50 of them today.
Again, behind the scenes.
And Phelps is like on you like that when you make a mistake. That's the good thing about
Well-
he would be a great like behind the scenes guy at Quizmasters to make sure that if you made a mistake, he'd be like, no, it's this. No, it's this.
All
That's
right,
why
I have
sometimes
the job
we
that I want to
we
do.
bump heads.
When this gig is done,
Yeah.
I want to be the guy on the phone, you know, when you text and they tell you what 3 possible words are coming up next.
Yeah.
I want to be that guy who comes up with those 3.
3 possible words. What are you
Yeah, when you're texting and you put a letter or 2 in, it'll tell you what it should be, what the word should be.
Oh, you want to be autocorrect.
That's what I want to be. And I
You
think
would be excellent at autocorrect.
I think it's phenomenal that they can autocorrect and go into motion so quickly. It's unbelievable.
I think when you're just a little bit off, you know what else is amazing? When you type, like you go into Google and you try to type something in there,
Yeah.
and you type it wrong, and it still takes you to the right place. It's thinking for
How
you.
does that happen?
I know the job I want, man.
What's that?
I want Mossman's job. Are you kidding? When he decides he's done with Good Day Cleveland,
Yeah.
when he decides when he's done, I would love that gig. Do you see what they do? They eat.
travel.
They travel.
Yeah.
They have fun. I love that show.
Oh, you don't have fun doing what you do?
No, but I'm saying, free travel, free food, free everything. Although I don't need the free food right now, but I mean, you look at all that stuff, and I mean, I think that's the greatest gig in TV right now. And we pay attention to that show.
578 you out.
We love Natalie, that's why.
That's exactly why. Northfield Park is your home for live and simulcast racing. You can enjoy the excitement of live racing Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, as well as Saturday evenings. Post time is 6 p.m. Open early every day for simulcast action from the top thoroughbred and harness tracks all around the world. Enjoy free handicapping contests all weekend long, including the popular Road to the Derby contest on Saturdays and the weekly Sunday contest featuring Gulfstream Park. Free admission, free parking every day at Northfield Park. Andy and I come back one more time. Dennis Maniloff tomorrow night, exclusively on cleveland.com.
When my dad started Nature Stone, he created a solution for age-old concrete problems: unevenness, cracking, pitting, and more. Nature Stone solves all of these problems in garages, basements, and outdoor spaces. Nature Stone is beautiful, environmentally friendly, and affordable. Plus, Nature Stone is backed by Russell's Promise, our true unconditional warranty.
Call or go to naturestone.com to schedule your free in-home estimate today and get up to 50% off.
Nature Stone, the only concrete solution.
There are tastes we remember. Every smell brings the happiness of times gone by. Experience this every time you walk into Gallucci's Italian Foods. Whether you need lunch on the go, a catered party, or that perfect blend of wine, meats, and cheeses, Gallucci's has exactly what you're looking for. Straight from Mama's Kitchen for old world traditions or original experiences. From the tastes you remember to new flavors you'll never forget, Gallucci's is a tasty branch of your family tree.
When it comes to selling you a mattress, most retailers are handing you a long line of extra steps that drive up costs and create confusion. At the Original Mattress Factory, we simplify the mattress shopping experience by building mattresses and box springs in our own local factories and selling them direct to you. It's short, sweet, and simply makes sense. So experience more than just the mattress store. Experience an original, the Original Mattress Factory.
Tomorrow night, the D-Man, Dennis Maniloff, joins us from the Plain Dealer and cleveland.com. You see us live from 6 until 7, Monday through Thursday. And, of course, Dave Bacon has his show on Friday nights from 6 until 7. Andy Baskin, 92.3 The Fan, is with us. And the question of the week has been two questions. Tom Brady, greatest of all time. Who makes who? Brady makes Belichick. Belichick makes Brady. What's your audience
I used to really believe that Belichick made Brady. And I think
Now?
over the last 3 seasons, I've changed my mind on that. Especially as you see him age. And, on Sunday, I can't think of another guy in the NFL I would want to have the ball with a chance to win and go to the Super Bowl. And to
How about
me,
this will be their 9th Super Bowl? Think about that.
So I watched the game in Pittsburgh when we were down there for a hockey tournament. And I fully 100% walked into the place we were going to eat wanting to root for Kansas City because of Travis Kelce and his Cleveland Heights connection. And I'm still rooting for Travis, but I listened to all these Pittsburgh people sitting at the bar acting like Kansas City was the Steelers because they hate Brady, they hate the Patriots, and they want to make sure that their record is intact. And as I kept listening to Steeler fan, I was just like, you know what? I'm rooting for the Patriots. I've had it. I couldn't. It was my inner Cleveland Browns fan that was like, I can't stand you, Pittsburgh Steeler fan, and I want you to lose. And so now I started rooting. Then I started rooting for the Patriots because
Belichick is worn off now. It doesn't bother you. You can root for him, okay?
You know what? I never had a problem with Bill, other than Deflategate and some of the things that he's done there. But
other than cheating, you mean?
Other than cheating, but the Browns didn't fire Belichick. I hear that all the time.
No.
Art Modell fired him.
They were in Baltimore.
And I love the fact that people who are ignorant want to go, well, Cleveland got rid of the best coach ever.
Yeah.
Cleveland didn't get rid of the best coach ever.
Baltimore did.
The knucklehead that owned the team did.
By the way, Art Modell, who always wanted to be known as a football guy, fired Paul Brown and fired Bill Belichick and told Jim Brown, yeah, you stay with that movie you're making and you're done here.
Good move. I was so much I still have animosity towards that.
Well, you should as well.
It just bothers me. It just, and when you see the Ravens, it's like, they make me sick.
Tell me your thoughts on Freddie Kitchens and where the Browns are headed.
I like Freddie Kitchens. I think this is an interesting move. I can't go 100% all in right now.
Why?
There's just too many variables. There's too much. Being a head coach of a football team is a lot more than just calling plays. It's a lot more than just being the head man.
In fact, calling plays should not be one of the jobs they do, but that's a different story.
I'm going to tell you, in this scenario, it should be one of his jobs.
Oh, because of Baker?
That's why he got the job.
Yeah, true.
So if you're going to take that away from that's silly.
Okay.
So I'm all in on him calling the plays. And this is really the first time I've ever been that all in on a head coach calling his own plays. But he's going to have issues, and we need to be prepared. Same way you were prepared with a rookie quarterback to see rookie mistakes, Freddie's going to have head coaching mistakes. They're going to happen. Just be prepared for that, and remember the euphoria you have now about him being the head coach if you like him. Because somewhere down the road, you're going to be like, did they really hire this guy?
Yeah,
I guarantee it.
You're also going to have, I don't know how many games it's going to last. You almost have to have a sophomore slump as far as Baker's concerned. Maybe 1 game, maybe 3 games, but it's going to be something.
It is, but he only, he didn't get a full season, so maybe it kicks into the next season.
Yeah, they could very well be. The other thing is every season is different. The schedule is different. The teams are different. And just because you did something this year doesn't automatically mean that you're going to do it next year.
Yeah, but people want to buy into that, don't they? Everybody
Sure, we
feels
all
like
do.
they have to know everything that's. Sometimes there's the beauty of sport is letting it play out. We're all in a big hurry to have so much knowledge because we're worried about our fantasy team. Oh my God, is this guy going to be good or not going to be good? And I think we lose perspective sometimes on why we enjoy sports. And by the way, enjoy sports. It's okay.
Is there anybody out there who thought that Williams is going to go 5-3?
No.
It's not possible.
Nobody. And by the way, if he makes the playoffs, is he still the head coach? Yes. You're not going to fire the guy that made. And what if they would have won a game? First guy to win.
Then he goes to Canton.
Yeah, probably. Well, I mean, to go, they're closed on Christmas, I think.
Canton
But
is?
he can go tour if he wants to.
He can go in the next day. There's no question about that. So, all right, let me get we're going to take a poll here.
Okay.
Indians, you don't like what's going on, but they'll still win the division.
Yes.
You buy that?
I think they win the division if they keep the pitching intact.
And the Cavaliers will finish with the worst record and somehow, some way not get one of the top 2 picks?
No, they will. They'll end up with one of the top picks.
When
And they're going to have a bad record.
When you have New York?
I need to know the core. My question for you is, Kevin Love here or not?
Next year?
This year.
This year. No, they got to trade him.
Yes, he's here. I say he's here.
All right.
I also
Why?
say he's here next year.
Why?
'Cause they don't want to trade him. They don't. Someone's got to come in with an unbelievable offer, and the fact that he's not playing, I don't think that unbelievable offer is coming in.
The one good thing about him not playing is it's very hard for him to get injured.
That is well said. I've never heard that knowledge is good. I agree
Knowledge
with that.
is good.
Knowledge is good.
No question about it. All right, we've done it. We got through the hour. That was
That's
our
it?
job.
We're done?
Well, you do 4 hours every day. This is like cheating. This is like the afterglow.
Let's keep going. You still have one line open. I'm looking
I
at
don't
the
wanna
phone
go
down
to
there. You say goodbye? You're not getting paid
It's
overtime.
up to Mike. Mike, should I say goodbye?
Those guys want to go home.
I got a minute. Can you possibly, from delving into your broadcast career, somehow come up with a minute worth of stuff?
Yeah, what do you want to talk about? Just give
No,
me a
I
topic.
asked you.
Yeah, you win. Working with Les Levine on Fridays is one of my favorite things to do. How's that?
Wow, you must not have much going on.
That's right. I've been taking a lot of Fridays off, but working with Les Levine on Fridays
You
during
need
football
to.
thing. I love doing the show with Jeff. Look, whether you realize it or not, we have a great time on Fridays. I love doing the show with you. I love doing the show with Jeff. But I think we're in a unique perspective where we can give a little bit of background, a little bit more than people who aren't from here. So, and I love doing the show with you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
All right, Andy Baskin, 92.3 The Fan from 10 until 2. That'll do it for us. D-Man, Dennis Maniloff tomorrow. Of all the shows I've ever done, this was the most recent.